I'm ready to start, by the way.
Go.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Pineapples and Pixels podcast. I am with my co-host, Pineapple.
No.
I need to pull up the link to this. No? Okay. I'm not with my co-host, Pineapple. This is not the Pineapples and Pixels podcast. Please leave immediately.
This is Apple. This is
This is the
it's just
Apple.
Apple. Pine has left.
This is
You only get
Apple.
half of me.
So, um, I want to get this out of the way because I don't like talking about it.
Oh yeah.
But I want to mention it at least. So a few podcasts ago, I mentioned a game, Fallout: The Frontier. I just want to say real quick, please don't download this. I don't think you can anymore. It's been taken down already by the people who made it. But one of the developers was found out to be a pedophile. And so right now, that game is in the process of having everything they worked on removed, which is most of the weird, creepy stuff that had been found in the game. Now, I was only in chapter 2 of the game because it kept crashing so much and was so horribly inconsistent with it running well.
I'm pretty
It didn't
sure
run well. It
I'm pretty sure the
horrible
guy.
performance, so I didn't get there.
Oh no. Hold on. Sorry. I was wrong about some stuff. But I'm pretty sure the guy that did most of the scripting in general was also
Yeah,
removed from the team, so they're going to have to rewrite a lot of that. But the main thing was the
yeah,
weird creepy guy,
hmm
and there was a lot of
yeah.
that. Not a lot of that, but there were some few instances that are almost impossible, that are like, I haven't played it, but they're very easily to run
Really
into, that
bad.
are
I never
really really
encountered it,
weird,
but
that are just really not good.
yeah.
And even if you try to
There's no
construe
pedophilia
them,
to
and
my knowledge in the game, but
it's it's so it's
yeah.
so bad. I haven't played it. I've just
It's
watched a
very
video
much,
covering it, and it's not
yeah.
cool.
From what
So
I've seen, it's
don't.
very much the type of things you would see like from the people who would make the game like that being Discord mods.
Huh.
Yeah, it's very much written by them. Pretty
Oh.
not great. So
Oh
I would
no.
just not download it. Please just look forward to Fallout Miami or any of the other Fallout games. Look at them with skepticism because I'm a little nervous now about them as well, but they look a lot more promising.
Yeah.
The game's currently down anyway, so it's not like you can get it. And they are removing most of that. But yeah. Anyways,
There are other good
that's out
mods
of
you
the
can
way.
experience.
Yeah, go Fallout. If you want a New Vegas one, get Fallout New California.
Or follow the development of Miami. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah, Fallout Miami,
I haven't
or
checked it
there's a
out in a
good couple.
while.
Let me pull up my Discord. There's Fallout London. There's Fallout 4 New Vegas. There's Fallout 4 The Capital Wasteland, which is a remake of Fallout 3 in Fallout 4. Fallout Cascadia. There's a good number of Fallout fan games being developed for Fallout 4.
Oh yeah.
So, and a few already out for New Vegas, like New California.
Oh yeah.
So, just check those out. But moving on from that, what have you been playing recently?
I well, okay. So to not start out with the bad, which I know is what you're trying to transition me into.
No,
Huh.
no, I wasn't trying to transit. I just genuinely want to know what you've been playing
Oh, I
recently.
thought you were trying to get me to transition into the
That's not the
bad.
transition. No,
Okay.
I just want to know what
Um
games you've enjoyed recently.
so I recently obtained I got it from a treasure chest in a dungeon. Um I got
I
My Friend
found.
Pedro on Switch, and it is
Oh,
just like
nice.
genuinely fun.
Hmm.
Um I don't know why, cuz I suck at it. I get C ranks every level, but it's just like so like weirdly satisfying to pull off like the sickest
Hmm.
flip and slow-mo and like kill four
Yeah.
guys. It's everything about that
Hmm.
game
That
feels
sounds
like you're
intense.
playing like some stupid Matrix crap more than a
That
lot
sounds
of other
fun.
games. Which is surprising.
Hmm.
I've also been doing a lot more in VR recently because
Mm.
well, and like a lot of it hasn't actually been official Oculus Store stuff because nearly everything on the Oculus Store costs $20 or more right now. And
Yeah.
I've gotten all of the free games. And I do actually have some highlights that I'm
Mm.
gonna put up here right now. Um if you get if anyone here is intending to get VR ever, I'm going to say the highest point I've had of it thus far has been the social aspect, and I think it's for very obvious reasons.
Mm.
When you're in the
Yeah.
middle of when you're in the middle of a pandemic and have to stay inside, but you can still like talk to your friends and like
Move
watch
stuff.
movies with
Yeah.
them
Move.
and like do all this,
Yeah.
still having that sense of we're kind of in the same room together. That was like a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I recently found this app
Hmm.
called Big Screen that is literally just a
Mm.
VR cinema. You can just watch movies in it, and it like you pay tickets. It's just a movie theater but in VR, and it's really cool. Like I that is one of my favorite apps right
Yeah.
now, and
This
it's
is cool.
just a cinema. But like the fact that I can go to the movies, which is something I haven't done at this point for almost a year,
Hmm.
that it was like a godsend. I watched a My Hero Academia movie. I watched Your Name for the first time, which I cried
Mm.
because that is a beautiful movie. But going just like having that feeling of going to like the cinema, even though I didn't actually go to the cinema,
Yeah.
it was a really nice feeling, especially again since it had been so long. So
Yeah.
and stuff like that. There are other good things, and a lot of it is side-loaded content because I don't have the
Mhm.
money to pay for the content. So I
Yeah.
sideload all the independent developer apps. Like there's this one beta game that's actually coming to the Oculus Store. It was so good that they got it onto the Oculus Store, called like
Mm.
Hyperdash, and it's almost like Overwatch in the sense where it's a 5v5, but there's not like abilities. It's just very movement based. I don't want to say it's like Doom's multiplayer, but it kind of is. It's just
Mm.
not bad. And that was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, but like I don't know, man. The quest has been great. There hasn't been a lot of content that I can play, but with the stuff that I have, it's pretty nice. What about you?
Mm. What one do you have? What VR headset do you have
I
again?
have the Quest 2. It was like I think I have the 120 gigabyte model because I got it for Christmas.
Mm. How much was that?
Actually, I think
Three hundred
it's
dollars.
256.
Mm.
The space jump is really weird. It goes from like 64 to 256, so it's like a four times gap.
Oh. Huh.
And I think the
Weird.
64 gig is 300 and the 256 is 400.
Hmm.
But my friend
Okay.
Donagor also has a Quest, just the
Yeah.
original, and I've been hanging out a lot with him in VR, especially just watching shows with him in big screen because he has it too, and we've been
Hmm.
having a blast. It's been like a godsend,
Mm.
especially since I haven't been able to see him in real life for so long.
Yeah. I might maybe get a Quest. I don't need a new PC as badly anymore ever since I fixed up my current one.
Hmm.
But I still gotta consider that because I was considering buying a 3060 next month when it comes out,
Yeah.
like getting it that day so
Oh,
I can
just so
build one with
you.
that.
Yeah. That sounds like a good
So
idea.
I yeah. So I might do that. I don't know yet.
If you can
I need to make a
obtain
little
one
bit
and
more
it's
money
not like
back.
$400, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, it's probably gonna be 400. I think that's the standard price. Let me check again. 3060, not a Ti, just a regular 3060.
What's
I
your
think it goes for. Hmm?
what does your PC cost without the graphics card? The current setup you have.
I actually recently somebody actually sent me a new PC part picker setup, and they made it a lot cheaper actually.
Oh.
So currently, to build the PC I want to build, assuming I'm able to grab the 3060, I would have to pay only $872
That's
for the
awesome,
whole
dude.
thing. That includes graphics card price. So that goes down like $200 or so. So by my birthday, I should be able to afford that just fine, with maybe extra money left over. And that comes down
That's
to
like,
I changed
yeah.
out my Ryzen card for an Intel card because the Ryzen 5 is seriously overpriced right now.
Oh,
But the
really?
Intel i5 10400F, which is close to the i5, to the Ryzen 5 3600 in game performance power, it has less cores, but if you're games on it, it's not a big issue.
Uh-huh.
Like having a 6-core processor is fine for if you're just playing video games, which I will be. Maybe slight streaming.
I mean, as long as it's an improvement over what you have now.
Yeah,
And what you have
and
now
I can
isn't
always
that
change
bad.
the CPU. Yeah, what I have now is fine. But with the main thing is gonna be the 3060. That is gonna be a powerful card if I can snatch one up, because that card is approximately the pricing for that card's pretty good. It is about it's going to go for $329 at base price. So if I
Mm.
can get it when it first comes out, that's a really good deal because the 3060 in power is either more powerful than the 2060 or less powerful. It's either more powerful than the 2060 or more powerful than the 2070.
And
A
that's a
lot of
pretty
people
good
are
deal.
leaning on it being Yeah, a lot of people are leaning on it being more powerful than the 2070, which that's pretty good. I looked up the amount of VRAM it has. Keep in mind, my current GPU has 3.
Yeah?
The 3060 will have 12.
What? Why would they do that?
Yeah, 3060 is gonna have
They've been
12
leaning
gigabytes of
really hard
VRAM.
on just adding a stupid amount of VRAM to their cards recently, I'm
Well, it makes
noticing.
sense considering what VRAM does.
But
VRAM is
normally
for
you don't
texture loading.
need like too much VRAM unless you're loading up like 4K textures.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're probably going to start using 4K textures. This is just for future proofing, honestly. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good idea to have a bunch of extra VRAM because I think we are going to get much larger texture files soon. Because the
Yeah.
biggest issue with using such high quality textures on consoles, because video games are designed for consoles first usually, and the problems were that those consoles had bad CPUs, so they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
handle the open world and good textures. Now they have really good CPUs,
Oh,
which
I see
will
your
be about as
point.
strong as my CPU.
Do
So now
you
they can
think
handle more stuff, so they're going to start to do stronger games.
do you think your new
This is
graphics
why
card
storage is so high.
might be so good to the point where you're bottlenecking it with your PC? Or do you think
With
it's
the
not going to be that good?
CPU.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be bottlenecking it because it is designed. This system build was made by somebody else, and it is designed specifically. Actually, this one's designed for a 3060 Ti.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
yeah, so
fuck, I sound
this
like
won't
Uncle
be. It
Stan then.
probably
That
won't
was weird.
bottleneck. Even if it does bottleneck it, it won't be enough that I care or that it matters because by the time games catch up to the point where it would be bottlenecked, I can just buy a new CPU. I'll just get like a Ryzen 5 then. I can't overclock the i5, but whatever, it's fine. For the price drop I got, it's fine.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the things I lose are completely worth the $200 price tag being taken off and having it be 870. That's pretty good deals. That's a really good deal. I'll still have all the nice things. So I'll have 16 gigabytes of RAM. I'll have a 500 gigabyte NVMe solid state drive and a 2 terabyte internal hard drive. 650 watts
Jesus.
of power.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is a really really good PC setup. I'll have to use free Windows for a while because I don't feel like buying it, which is
Huh.
fine. I don't really care.
Just buy a
Free
code off
Windows works the
eBay,
way.
dude.
Yeah, I could probably do that as well. Find it for cheap.
It's like ten
I need to figure
dollars.
out where. Really?
Dude, Windows
I'll just do
keys
that.
are dirt cheap on eBay. Windows 10
I did
Pro
not know
key,
that. I'll just do that.
Oh yeah, no,
I'll
they're
just do that then.
dirt cheap. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. I was gonna spend an extra $100 on that. Thanks for telling
Why?
me that. That's very useful.
Huh.
I didn't know.
Yeah, as long as
Oh
you
yeah,
can
this is like
get,
10 bucks,
as
five
long as you
bucks.
can
I'll
get
do
the
that.
software to actually install on your PC, you can get a key for like $10.
Nice. I'll do that then. That's great advice. Thanks for that.
Huh.
Yeah, then I'll be able to build this PC pretty cheap by the time my birthday rolls around. Because I'll get enough money. I already have about $750. I spent a little bit recently, not a ton, just a tiny
Ooh.
bit. So by the time my birthday rolls
Ooh.
around, this should be affordable, most likely.
That'll be a fun
But yeah,
time.
it will be have that new PC.
When
I
is your
think the
birthday?
biggest issue with that though, the 23rd of
Ooh.
next month.
It's in the
I think the
past.
biggest issue, honestly, yeah, in the past.
Uh-huh.
No, I think the biggest issue with the new PC, honestly, I think my monitor's gonna bottleneck it.
Oh, it
To
might.
be honest, I have a 60 gigahertz 1080p monitor. That's not great for the power I'm getting. I'm getting a 3060 and an i5 10400F. That's gonna be like really good. Like I've seen
I mean, maybe
people, like I've
you
asked
could run
people, like,
Crisis.
yes, I can run Crisis. I think what I've been told is it's gonna be strong enough to do the PC at least build would be strong enough to do 1080p, 144 frames per second on like Godfall or something
Yeah.
on high settings or at least medium, which is really good for games like Godfall. I'll be able to run those just fine, which will be great. So
Oh
yeah, that's a
yeah.
pretty good PC build. I'm excited for whenever I'm able to do that. I just gotta grab one. I just gotta make sure to grab a 3060. Um, but speaking of the thing I spent money on recently, I bought a game.
Okay.
It was $25 and it's called Risk of Rain 2.
Okay. I've never heard of this before.
You've never heard of Risk of Rain 2?
No.
Really? It was pretty popular a little bit back. It's really good. So, what Risk of Rain. So, it's a sequel to the first one, which was Risk of Rain. And Risk of Rain was a roguelike dungeon game where essentially you were able to find loot and level up, and the more loot you got, the stronger you became. And the difficulty as you played slowly got higher. So the longer you spend on a level, the more difficult the level will become. The longer your run is, the more difficult the game will become, and you can see the
Oh.
slider slowly go up.
Oh.
But this is Risk of Rain 2. So they took Risk of Rain 1, which is a 2D platformer, and they turned it into a 3D platformer. They made a
Oh.
3D roguelike. And it translates surprisingly well. Um,
Risk
like
of Rain
really
2.
well.
Whoa. I already like the art style.
Yeah, it's a good art style.
For some reason, I heard
The
Risk of
music
Rain
in
and
this
thought
game.
like Doom, but this looks awesome.
No, no, no. Yeah, this is definitely not a shooter. It's very much a roguelike, but it's a really good game, especially if you have friends to play with, which I don't have anyone who owns this game, so
$25.
hopefully, yeah.
I'll snag it if it goes off
Here,
sale. I mean, on sale, not off
oh
sale.
yeah.
Isn't
Here,
there? Is
I
there
will
gonna?
show.
Do you think
Hmm?
there's gonna be a Valentine's sale?
There might be. I hope so. I'd like to see that. I'm gonna pull up some gameplay of Risk of Rain 2. Some spinny string. The first one that showed up.
Ooh, I have to do the things.
Hmm? Yeah.
I gotta shift Discord to my second monitor.
So this is Risk of Rain 2.
This is weird.
It is, but it's really good. So basically, how you play this, there's a few rules you want to be aware of.
Whoa.
That's just an item. So basically, it's a roguelike. So you enter this like area, and your goal is to find that portal, which, as you can see, was just activated. You want to You want to find the portal and activate it. And when you do that, it pulls up a boss. And when that boss shows up, you got to take the boss down, and you got to stay inside the bubble for the portal to slowly build up to being activated.
Which is not what this guy's doing.
No, he's very new to the game. But
It's Vinny.
yeah, I know this is his first stream. This is the only gameplay I could find for some weird reason.
Sorry, I wasn't. I was just like, this random guy sucks.
Oh, it's Vinny.
It pans back and it's Vinny. Oh.
But yeah, you want to shoot enemies. You have different types of characters you can play as that you slowly unlock, and they have different gameplay styles.
I like the UI.
Yeah, let me pull up something with no commentary. I don't know why I couldn't find any.
I will say, this kind of reminds me a little bit of freaking Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. And you can guess by hearing the title of that how good the game is.
Oh no.
Just from like the art style and the shooty, and I don't normally like third-person shooters just because I'm accustomed to it's just because the third-person shooters I've played always screw me over because they have a weird camera angle.
Oh yeah.
But this one looks good.
It's very good, and you do have different characters. Not everyone is a shoot person. Like the person I've been playing recently has a bow.
Oh.
So they're a lot faster. They can teleport around.
This made me want to play Hades. I don't own Hades.
I'm trying to explain this. I'm realizing this is a difficult game to describe, honestly. Because it's a very unique style game. This is a roguelike 2D dungeon crawler that's been turned into a 3D version of that. It's been like formatted into 3D, which is a difficult to describe game because that's not something that happens a whole lot. But it's procedurally generated terrain. Yeah,
this is procedurally generated?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, there's basic stuff that goes.
You are a liar.
The levels are procedurally generated. It's just a basic, like, generally circular area for it, and you want to find the portal and activate it. As you can see up here, the
how?
Yeah, it's procedurally generated. As you can see here, that's the difficulty meter, which as time goes on.
Well,
I fell asleep. So the game is basically it's a dungeon crawler. It's a roguelike dungeon crawler. So the main gameplay behind it is finding items, as you can see here. You pay for them, and you get money from killing enemies.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
You can get as many items as you want. There's no stack. You can stack them infinitely. There's no cap to it. I know, which is one of the most fun parts about the game is that because a lot of games will give you a limit you to become too powerful. Risk of Rain does not care because you're not expected to. You're not expected to beat it on the first try. You're not expected to beat the game, and you're not really supposed to.
So getting farther in the game, it's more rewarding.
Yes, I will show you the trailer for this actually.
This is Gearbox?
The trailer. I don't think so.
Okay, sorry. I saw it. I saw it posted by a channel by the name Gearbox, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, it is. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not realize this is Gearbox. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's a mix. You're published by Gearbox.
Yeah.
It was made by an indie studio. Oh, this is probably the best way to explain this. I can't really explain how the game works without the trailer. It's a better job.
This does not look like the same thing.
No.
This looks like Unfortunate Spaceman or something.
Mm. Yeah, the trailer quality is definitely higher than it visually looks in the game. I do love the art style, though. I think it's a very nice art style.
Yeah, they just changed the art direction. Dude, that guy died to the first enemy. What was that?
You'll have that. You'll think that's funny, but then you'll play the game and that'll happen. Because I died to the first enemy. It's not an easy game, but it's a fun game.
He gets so sad.
This is very much a try and try again game. This is a game that you'll play the first level, expect to die, definitely expect death, because it will happen. But you want to just keep playing it, because what you can do in the game is I don't know, this is hard to describe. This is really fucking difficult to describe. Because it's so unique of a game. It's a dungeon crawler, but 3D, which I don't think I've experienced anything like that before.
And it doesn't
it's hard.
look like
it's
it
very
takes place in the traditional dungeon setting.
No. It's like an open world dungeon crawler. and
You
it's-
just started playing it? This is in the middle of a podcast?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up and see if I can show it better by playing it myself. To sort of describe how the gameplay works.
So I know, yeah, I have been seeing. I did see it pop up a few times when you were playing it. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I just got it a day or two ago. The game is very fast. The load times, like, I'm really impressed by how fast these load times are.
And it's not a super simple game, especially with the procedurally generated stuff. Is it installed in your C drive?
Yeah.
Is it installed in your solid state?
This is on my C drive, not my solid state. It's very good at
What?
load times, and I've heard the Switch port is really good too.
Wait, what? It's not a. Wait, hold on.
What?
It's not on your solid state, but it's on your C drive?
Yeah.
Why is your C drive.
I don't think I have a solid state C drive, but I could be wrong about that.
Do you have a solid state?
I have an external solid state.
Oh, well,
I think my
that's-
internal is a hard drive. It's a fast hard drive, though. I could be wrong. It might be solid state. I'm not sure.
Like I say, because we have the same like brand. It's not the same model, but I know mine came with a solid state.
Oh,
It was just
it probably
tiny.
is solid state then. I think mine might be solid state then. But so what you want to do in the game is you start up. They throw you into this. So this is procedurally generated.
Oh, you're streaming again. Huh.
Yeah.
Ha.
This is me actually playing it.
God, I love this. I love this art style so much.
So this is all procedurally generated.
I don't know why, but I adore cell shading when it's done well.
Oh yeah, and this is really good cell shading. The game looks gorgeous. I think it looks beautiful. So there's the portal. So my goal is to activate that, but what I want to do is I want to kill some enemies first, like this guy. And there's some fun things I can do, like specific moves. Like look at that.
Oh my
Now,
god.
Yeah.
It's really loud. Hold
And if
on.
I throw that, it bounces back. Oh, I can turn the.
No, I got it.
volume
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I have like specific moves where I can throw that at that and it'll bounce
Oh,
off
this is one of the
enemies.
games where the health isn't just stupid high for no reason.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And as you see, I just got an item. The core progression in this game is items. That is how you progress. You get as many items as possible. Because there's no stack, there's no limit. You can get as many as you want, and you just keep adding it to your character. So you become just, like, after long enough of a run, you just become godly powerful. And it's so rewarding to do that. To go from being, like, not super strong to just incredibly powerful. Take out a boss in, like, 3 hits powerful. But eventually you'll die. Eventually you'll die before you take on the final boss. Maybe. Or you'll have a perfect run and you'll get there. You're gonna go up against the final boss a few times. It'll be multiple times you go up against them, because you unlock characters by doing these things. But yeah, the core progression is items. You get as many items as you can. The items do specific things, and they help you with combat. So as you can see, I'm getting money and I'm getting items. And I'm going to go ahead and unlock this, because this is the goal of what you do on the level, on whatever level you're on. You want to do that, and then you kill the boss. You wait for this to see how it's building up. You want to wait for that to build up completely.
Oh wow.
And you have to kill the boss. And once you kill the boss, and this is built up completely, you teleport to a new one. So you'll have a new setting, which will be procedurally generated as well. And it'll be a different type of landscape. It won't be the same. It'll be like a desert or something else, like a snowy area. But the level itself is procedurally generated, and you just keep doing that for a couple of levels. And all of the stuff you get in the first level carries with you, except for your money, which turns into experience. But all of your items carry with you throughout the entire run.
That's sick.
It's a really good game, and me explaining it can't quite do it justice.
I just
The music, by the way, the last thing I'm going to talk about in the game, because the gameplay is just really good. You gotta learn how to play it. Once you learn how to play it, it's so much fun. The community for the game is really good. There's tons of mods for the game, hundreds of mods, heavy modding support, and the music for that game. Oh man, I honestly, you can buy the soundtrack on Steam, and there's a reason you can buy the soundtrack on Steam. It is this incredible synthwave rock. Like just like the title screen, the character select screen. If you sit on it for a while, it'll get to a point where it's just really good. Credit to Chris Christodoulou, the guy who made it. I'm gonna play just a few seconds of it.
Sorry.
I'm gonna play a few seconds of it just to give you an idea how good this music is.
Ooh. Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say that the character designs look sick?
The character designs are great. Yeah, they all perfectly explain how they work to some way. All the characters feel unique. Every character I've played thus far, I've only played 2, but from what I've heard, they all feel different and unique. Also, here's this music.
This is just, it's so good. It's so good.
This is really good music.
Okay, I think that was enough. I think we're gonna start getting hit soon.
Oh yeah.
We just started
So,
vibing.
That. So yeah, I'm gonna check the podcast real quick, all over, make sure everything's right. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that is a really good game that I've been playing. I highly suggest it. It's $25 on Steam. It might go on sale once the Steam sale comes up. It probably will, and if it does, I'd suggest looking into getting it because it's really good. So yeah, Risk of Rain 2.
It looks very good.
Yeah, it is very good. I've been very much enjoying this game. Watch other people's reviews, honestly, because my review isn't going to be the best. I've only had this game for like a day or 2.
Yeah.
But I'm already
He's kind of
really
just explaining what a roguelite was.
Yeah. It's just a really good roguelite.
No, I don't normally
But in
like
3D.
roguelites either. They all tend
I
to
know,
feel
I
very
don't
samey
either.
to
I
me.
also hate. Yeah, me too. I also don't like them, but this is such a creative and unique version of it. It's so good. And the modding support is nice, and the community is caring and sweet and actually helps you if you're confused. It's just a good game.
Sounds really
So
fun.
that's what I've been playing. Yeah, it's very fun.
Huh.
I hope you get it soon, though, with the Steam sale, because I'd really like to play it with you. I think you'd really enjoy it.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a
Do you
very
think it'll
addictive
be?
game.
Do you think it's better or worse with a controller? Because it looked kind of both-ish.
I haven't tried it with a controller. From what I've heard, it plays fine with a controller because they put it on the Switch.
Oh.
Yeah, it's on everything, including the Switch. See, I'm playing on a PC because I prefer mouse and keyboard, but you can play it with other things. I
Hmm.
think controller is aim assist, just to make it a bit easier because it'd be
Yeah.
kind of hard to play that without aim assist with a controller. But it's just really good. I really like this game, and I don't like dungeon crawlers. I don't like roguelikes, so
Hmm.
that's a good example of how good this game is. I can't do it words. So yeah, that's a
Oh.
really good game.
You know what's not good?
The
Uh-huh. Sorry, what were you
mm,
saying?
oh what the I'm just gonna quickly mention the other game I've been playing recently is Spyro: The Reignited Trilogy. I finished Spyro
Ooh.
1 and I'm on Spyro 2. Spyro 2 is a lot better than Spyro 1 so far. I like that water doesn't kill you anymore. That was stupid in the first one, so I'm glad they changed that in Spyro 2. Spyro 2 is a really, really good 2D platform, and the remakes are fantastic. And I love that there's the options for the original music in it. It's really well
Oh
remade.
yeah.
It feels immaculate. The gameplay is just really good. The graphics look good. It runs incredibly well on my computer. I put this thing on ultra, and I have not experienced any frame drops. So it's very well
Let's
optimized. That is a
go,
good
Toys
game.
for Bob.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't good though.
You know what isn't good though? Okay, so I have I have a lot of to say about this, so I'm gonna let you go first. Where right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So a demo came out recently called
Hmm.
Balan Wonderworld, and I know a lot of people were excited for this game.
Hmm.
Um, I was meh on the game. I wasn't the most excited for it, but I wasn't like not excited. I was
This game should burn.
skeptical, I guess maybe.
Huh.
No, more so I just didn't care. I was
Huh.
like, that looks cool. I'll check it out if it's good. I was slightly anticipated. I was wanting it to be good. Um, so I got a text from Ethan a few days ago, and you're like, "So I'm going to talk about the Sonica podcast because it's shit." And I checked this out on Steam. I'm like, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. It's made by
Oh, so you played it
actually
after
Sega's
my
made,
warning.
yes.
Ho ho.
This is Sega's what a second party now, third party, or third party, aren't they? AAA,
It's Square Enix.
something like that. Oh, Square Enix. Still
Huh.
though, I was like, well, this has to be decent. I mean, the guy who made Sonic made it, so I play it. I could not get past. I played the first level and I had to immediately close the game down because when I opened this game, I first opened the game and I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad. Let's pull this up to see what it is. Okay, the intro visuals are nice. I pull up the
Oh
game
yeah.
itself. Okay, this is kind of bland, but it's a demo, so the graphical quality looks okay. I enter the first level. How is this a running speed? This isn't run. This is walking, right? This is walking. I'm walking, right? I press every button on the controller.
Oh yeah.
The only thing this does is jump.
You know,
I have no other
every
ability.
button does the exact
Run.
same thing, no matter what your
There's
menu
no
you're in.
run. There's only jump. So I'm just moving at a snail's pace. I feel like I'm walking. And the character animation, they're going so fast, but you're going so slow. You look like a 5-year-old that just noticed that there's a toy they want across Walmart. Your character moves so fast, but you're so incredibly slow. I've never, I've never played a game demo that I immediately hated so fast. I struggled to even finish this level because of
It's
how
so
annoyed I
awful.
was at just the run speed. And it wasn't because of difficulty, because this game has none of that. Zero of that. There's zero difficulty. This game is not hard. I'm pretty sure I could hand this to a newborn and they would play it and finish the level just fine.
It's
It's
so.
too easy. You'll walk up to a character and they will just disappear. They will
Oh
just
yeah,
vanish. All of the characters, by the way, are doing the exact same stupid dance that was mocapped horribly, and all of them
There's
are doing
some
the same
anime music
mocap
video crap from like
into each other.
2005.
I've seen like an arm go into a head at this point in the game. I can't even go near them because they stop existing when I go near them. I played this on my PC, which is a fairly decent PC, so I didn't experience any lag. The game
This
ran
was
smoothly.
just for context. This is all within his first 10 minutes. He played this game for 10 minutes and couldn't get any farther.
Yeah. This is the entirety of the time I've played this game. It's 10 minutes total.
And he has this much to complain about.
And I find this thing. There's like this. I assume there's a power up at first. I see it, and there's a power up early on in the level, and it just makes me spin when I jump, which I have no idea what that does because every button is jump. It doesn't improve anything. I didn't feel like I got a power up. I felt like I just got a random skin. In fact, I thought that's what that was. I thought that was just a skin change at first, not a power up. Then I realized, no, this is technically a power up. There's nothing to fight for like most of this level. There's like 3 enemies in the whole level, and they basically just Goombas. And then there's this like hat thing, and I find it, and like this another power up, right? And I get this random picture of this guy just like flying as fast as he can, and I'm not in control of what's happening. And then I get a quick time event. Now I completely messed this up the first time because there's no explanation of what to do besides a really quick text prompt that goes, if you press A, and then it's just gone, and it's just gone. You can't even read it because it goes so fast. And I'm just like, what was I supposed to do? And he kicks like a rock or something, and it's like success, you gained nothing, and I'm just like, what just happened? What did I just do? What have I accomplished? What did I gain? And then I finished this level, and once I finished this level, I'm just looking at it like, that was a waste of my time. I've learned nothing of this game. I've gained nothing of this game. That was horrible. I can't keep playing this. I have to stop this game now. I have to close this before I get irrationally angry. This is awful. How is it this bad?
Oh. Okay.
I played on PC.
I
Apparently, there's a worse experience.
I have a lot to say here. So I have been. So I didn't play it on PC for the first time just because I've been a little bit sick. So I've been in bed and I wanted to play. I wanted to play on my Switch. So I downloaded it on my Switch, and I have been to get my thoughts in before coming into it. I have been very excited about this game. This is a game that as soon as I saw it, I was incredibly excited for because it looked like the old Sega platforms, 3D platformers, and I really like those. And it just looked like and the art style was just beautiful, and the animation, and it just looked like a beautiful game, and I was so excited for it, and the platforming looked fun, and all this, and so I downloaded it on my Switch. I boot up the game, and everything's fine. I'm like super excited to get into this. I select my language. I do all this. Everything's still in Japanese, but I go, it's a demo. It's fine. I bet it was originally done in Japanese as long as there's subtitles. It opens up the animation. Now this animation is absolutely beautiful, but nothing's explained, like at all. You see two children walk out of their house. The first children walks out of her house, but all the maids like really fucking hate her, and it's just not explained why. Like all the maids try to flee the room as soon as she escapes.
Okay, so I got that as well. I got a different intro. It was a bunch of kids playing basketball, and I was like, I have no idea what's happening. I just went ahead and skipped it. Did I miss anything, or was
Okay,
it just kids
so
playing
I'm
basketball for
gonna,
like
I'm gonna.
20
This is
minutes?
so weird. Okay, so both these children, there's a boy and a girl. They both walk up to like this giant, just abandoned mansion. It's not explained why. There's no visual communication for how they got there. They just kind of walk up to it and walk into this creepy ass house. Um,
Hmm.
he walks in, and like they're both in the house, but it's like they turn the saturation up and down for the different parts of the for like the different worlds of the house, I guess. And Balance in both of them, he just appears. It's the tall like Slender Man. Slender Man just appears on the
Mhm.
stage and starts meshing with the kids, and then it just spits you out in the home world.
Hmm.
The opening
It just throws
cutscene
you in.
explains literally nothing. Um, so that was cool, but also
Hmm.
I got to this homeworld and almost stopped the game there. Cause as I
Oh.
opened it on Switch, and no joke, this game looks worse than Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures on the 3DS.
Oh no.
It looks fucking awful. And not only that, I'm pretty sure it's running at 30 FPS for a game that looks that awful.
Oh no.
It
A
looks
game
fucking
that's a
awful.
3D platformer.
It's a 3D
As a
platformer.
general, that's one of the like major rules
Ukulele looked
in
better
gaming
than
is like
this. And that was an independent developer. This is Square Enix. What the
one of the
fuck?
major rules is you sacrifice as much as you can. You make sure your game runs at 60 FPS if you're making a platformer, a 3D platformer.
And even if it
How
didn't
does it
run at
look that
30
bad?
FPS, there's no way it ever hit 60. Like, there's just no way.
Oh man.
So I get to this world, I go, this game looks shit, but okay, maybe that's just the Switch, and I'm still in my head going, this has no reason to look this bad. Like it just looks
Yeah.
awful. Like
Mm.
it's so bad. Like nothing has detail. Everything is super like it's so bad. And there are also just random objects placed around the environment. This looks like a test room. That's how random things look when they're placed in the hub world. So I walk up to the first world,
Oh
and
no.
for just for context, I beat the entire first world and stopped there, not because I didn't want to play anymore. I wanted to play the whole thing to make sure I could get as much out of it as possible to have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
No, it's because I genuinely couldn't figure out how to unlock the other worlds. But other than that, so I walk into this first world. Literally, the opening cinematic lags down to like 10 FPS. The world is just loading in. That is all that is happening, and it goes down to like 10 FPS. And it, and it. This
10?
is one of
See,
like. It
I
felt
would.
like
It was
10.
the farm one, right?
It was the farm one. It was the
It was the
first
farm one,
level.
right? So I load that up. It's fine for me. 60 FPS smooth. I
No, it is.
again, I did not
Huh,
experience any issues on PC,
it is
but I have
awful
a
on
beefy
Switch.
PC.
It is so awful on Switch, and there are
No.
constant lag drops, and it's just
There's no reason for a
stupid
game like
laggy
this
on
to not
Switch.
run on Switch.
And you thought that it was sluggish when you played it on PC. No, just don't get it on Switch. Okay, to preface this, do not buy this on Switch. If you, no matter if you're gonna play this game or not,
Don't
don't
buy
get it
this
on
at
Switch. Do not get this on Switch. But first of all, before I even got into the first world, which now I'm going back a little bit, I noticed that every button did the same thing, even when you're in menus. It all
Mhm.
confirms, and it all jumps, and it all does whatever your
Wait,
costume
so
has.
if you hit pause, how do you get out of the pause menu?
Oh, all the menus are fucked because everything does the same thing. So you can't press B to go back.
Can you
B
just
will get
not
you
get out of
further in the
Fallout?
menu. What you have to do is there are like back buttons placed all around the menu. So it's like not convenient at
What?
all. But on top of that, in some of the menus, like there's this costume changing menu. The back button is like kind of inconveniently placed, so it's confusing to get to. It's just everything about this game is weirdly inconvenient, but I'm not to that yet. So I get to the first world. I only collect one statue because nothing is clear. I run into the same problem that 8-Bit had, where I just didn't straight up didn't understand. I just straight up didn't understand the QuickTime event thing. But I noticed.
Yeah.
Hold on. I noticed that if you get that once you get right up next to the rock, it just stops. He just sits there. And and it doesn't matter when you press it, you will get a grade. So I thought that's just how it worked because it didn't tell me this was a tutorial segment. I just got to the rock and it just
Oh.
stopped.
Wait, so you couldn't mess up the first one because I did.
You
Somehow I
can't mess it
managed
up
to
unless
mess
you
up the
press it
rock.
too early. Um
I guess I did that because I didn't know what to do.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so you get to this QuickTime event, and I just assumed that's what you did. So that's what I did for every rock, and I got greats on like all of them. So I just assumed that's how you did the QuickTime event.
Yeah.
Um, so I passed that, and I get to the end, and I was like, that was the slowest short level I've ever played, and everything was not
Yeah.
explained. Just every mechanic it introduced wasn't explained. I was still confused on why the only button was jump. I might as well be playing this with an Atari controller. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
So I
There's
get
like
to the end of the
7 different
level,
controllers on this.
and also, can I
There's
just
7 different
say
buttons on
the
the controller.
goal does not look like a goal. I don't know what it is, but it does not
I
look like a
know.
goal. And also, who is the bad guy? He comes in and spawns
I
enemies,
know.
and I defeated the enemies. But it's just he's just there. He's not menacing at
What's
all.
his motivation? What's my motivation?
Why is
Why am I
Balin?
playing this?
What is happening? So you finish the
I
first
should just
level and
buy
you
this
go back
Alan.
to the and it instead of sending you to the next level, it sends you back to the hub world, which wouldn't be that annoying. But because of how slow you are, it's like ugh. It's like
Yeah. I
you're
want
like
to
sludging
reiterate.
along.
I found an analogy just to explain how bad the running speed is. So you know in Mario Kart where you get off the road and you're on grass and you're slowed down.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was how you ran in a 3D platformer.
Oh.
Well, that's
Oh.
how you run in this game.
And also,
That's
can I
that's what
say
this game's running speed is like,
I
but
played
worse.
through the first level on my PC, and I played it just fine on the Switch, but because of the running speed, I missed several jumps on the PC. This is on my second playthrough. I knew I could make the jumps, but I missed it several times just because I was short because of how stupid the running speed is. And also, I noticed that it has that weird thing where if you walk off a ledge, you can jump anyways. It just stores your jump. Like it doesn't check if you're on the ground. So you can just jump if you walk off a
No.
ledge instead of jump off of it. Which let me I don't know if it was intentional, but it let me get a few things early. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I've heard people cheesing the game, just breaking it because of just not being designed well.
It's so bad.
I've heard there's like rip-off power-ups of Mario Odyssey. Like there's a plant one that makes you long,
Okay.
but
Oh,
it's a worse
I have a
version.
lot. I'm getting to this. I have a lot to say about the power-ups.
Okay.
So, I need to look at my notes. Hold on. I made notes. This is how frustrating it made me. Um Oh yeah. Okay, so I got to the second level, and immediately the second level has this weird curling effect where the world is curled up and it moves towards you. And already being sick, this made me really nauseous, and there's no way to turn it
Mm.
off. So I just had to like bear it.
No.
And I also immediately realized that if you get hit, you just lose your like. There's no health. You just if you get hit, you lose the power up you have, which sounds like fine, but there's like one place to get a
Hmm.
power up at each level. So if you need a power up, you have to
Yeah,
go back to get it. And also the power ups
I've
are
seen
weird,
reviews of that.
in which you have to get the key. You have to get a
Yeah,
key
they're
before you can get the
required.
power up. So you have to. So not only do you have to, and they're normally right next to each other, but you have to get a key before you get the power up. So you have to go find the key, and you have to go get the power up that you need, and it's all just a whole big thing. And also, when you get certain,
Uh-huh.
if you get too many costumes, it deletes your old power up, and it's like, oh my god. And there's not an intuitive system of getting rid of your power ups. You
No.
think it would get rid of the one that you already have on you, but no, it gets rid of the last one. So I ended up losing one that I didn't want to lose, and I was just like, why is this game just the most unintuitive? This game is for babies, and it is like the most unintuitive game I've ever played. How do
Yeah.
they manage that?
I've seen reviews of this, and I've seen people mention the fact that you need power-ups to progress in certain levels.
Also,
You can't finish the game if you don't have a power-up, but you
this
can lose it because there's only one of them.
this note is just straight from the notes that I took, and I quote: "Cutscene animation is beautiful. In-game animation looks straight out of GTA 5." It's so bad. If anybody can remember
How
back,
dare you insult GTA 5?
if anybody can imagine back to like 2009, where there was those stupid like fan-made anime music dance video things, the animation
Yes.
was literally that. And um, so I get through the second level. There's not a lot to say, although I do. There I have a few. Actually, no, there are a few notes. There the power ups are really dumb because no matter what the power up is, all the buttons still do the same thing. So there are some power ups that you straight up cannot jump with while you have equipped. You have to switch costumes in order to jump with some costumes because you just can't jump with them because every button does the same thing. And this would be moderately not a war crime, but the switching costume animation also takes like 5 seconds to switch. So it's not like an immediate fix. You have to like switch multiple times. So yeah, not every costume allows you to jump. And that's not like supposed to be a hindrance. It's just built into the game. Because again, every button does the same thing. So when there's a power up that shoots instead of does another jumping motion, you just lose all vertical movement until you switch costumes again.
Good
Um,
God.
ugh. Which I'm
This
now
is
realizing is a
bad.
much bigger problem because if you lose all costumes other than your costume that just allows you to
Yeah.
not jump, how do you play the game? But this is where I realized that the menus are really unintuitive because I got to this menu where you're supposed to be able to exchange your costumes, but it's not explained how it operates at all. You're given like 9 power-ups, and some of them say 0, some of them say 1. It doesn't say how you're supposed to like organize it. It's just all there. You don't realize, and then so I played around with it for a little bit. I moved my power-ups back and forth, not really knowing what it did, and then I couldn't figure out how to back out for like a minute. And when I finally
Yeah,
figured out how
because
to
you have
back
to
out, I did
select
it.
it.
And this world was not that much different from the first one, other than the new power ups. The flower power up is here, and it's literally not used in an interesting way at all, other than for collecting things that are within jump range. So it is literally useless. It
This
is just
game,
another jump.
this game doesn't feel finished at all. This feels like an alpha prototype that was presented to whoever published it just so they could
Ugh.
get funding for the game.
And
If this
this
is if this is gonna come out this year, it's gonna have to come out in December
oh my
because
god. And also
they've got a lot of work to do.
oh, hold on. My brain is just everywhere. This game is so
Yeah.
awful. Um, the Balan. Okay, so there's another quick time event thing. However, this time it doesn't stop before you hit the rock. So I got hit by the first rock, and I was like, what just happened? And then because I thought that's how you timed it, I timed it wrong the next time because for some reason the timing isn't right before you hit the rock. It's whenever the like screenshot of you hits you. So whenever the screenshot of you matches up with whatever position Balon's in,
Yeah.
then you hit it. But that's just not explained. And also, that is the jankiest way to show that you're supposed to hit a button. I honestly prefer Sonic Force's stupid, like, mash X now thing, because at least I knew to mash X.
Yeah.
And also,
At
as
least
far
it's
as I know,
explained
you
and
get
obvious.
nothing from these minigames other than, like, the crystals, which, as far as I know, do nothing other than you can feed the little, like,
Yeah, you can feed them.
Easter bunny candies. I
Which
don't
I have
know.
no clue what they do. I have no clue what those
I have
things
no clue
do,
what they do.
honestly.
But also I realized that whenever enemies are here, they always appear in hordes in this level because there are a few places where they will appear, but they always appear in hordes. And also I realized that if you go back, the trigger doesn't delete itself, so you can just infinitely trigger enemies.
So you can infinitely farm.
So, but if you So the enemies always appear in hordes for whatever reason. However, this you can't fight. So you either have to hit everything with the costumes that you have, but again, you can't switch fast because the costumes take like 5 seconds in order to switch between each one. So
Yeah.
you're stuck with whatever one you are originally with, or you just get hit. And you can jump on them to kill them if you don't have any other options. But
Yeah.
jumping on things is not built for horde situations, so I don't know why they made them spawn in hordes. That it's like the hordes of the same enemy. There's nothing here. So it just is another thing in this game that's really repetitive and boring and stale. It's so awful. And
This is
among all
not
this,
a
there are
good
still
demo.
constant FPS drops in the Switch version. And then, after you defeat the second level,
Yeah.
this random cutscene plays where this farmer that you've been seeing repeatedly, just the same farmer NPC that you can't talk to, that disappears when you walk up to him, and is sometimes just really big in the levels for some reason. Also, if it's not
Yeah.
obvious, nothing is explained in this game. This is like a fever dream.
No.
And I can understand if that's
is-
what they were going for, but this is not a good way to do
This
a
is
fever
bad
dream.
version. Yeah, this is a poor execution of that. If that were what they were trying to do,
Like,
which I don't
because this
think
is
it
not, because when you're doing a fever dream, it's not, you're not, the game is supposed to be formatted to where
Yeah.
you don't understand that and you're okay with that. Like, it's not meant to be explained. You're not meant to be confused because you're not meant to understand it. I feel like I'm missing
Yeah.
out on everything when I play this game. Nothing makes sense and it's constantly in your face. Like, it's so awful.
Yeah, I
but
was assuming it would explain it somewhat because of the cutscenes that I skipped, but apparently not.
no, they just don't.
No,
But
it
after I
explained
hit
nothing. Okay.
after I finished the second level, this random cutscene played of just a guy farming. The guy was just like farming for like 3 minutes straight.
That's it.
No, he just farmed for like 3 minutes straight, and then the bad guy appears and turns him evil. And that's the cutscene. And then instead of taking you back to the world like I did with the first and second level, it just spits you into a boss. So that's kind of inconsistent too.
Do you have to fight the farmer?
Yeah, you fight the monster of the farmer, but there's nothing about the monster that represents the farmer at all. It's just the most generic monster you could ever think of. And this gives me like huge Kingdom Hearts vibes, but like it's so awful. Like the art style is obviously heavily inspired by like Kingdom Hearts 3. It might have even been the same art department because it was Square Enix, but it's just not good. So you beat the boss, which it's like it's super easy, but there's no mechanics in the fight that make it seem like it could have been the farmer, and there aren't barely any mechanics in the fight at all because again the only thing you can do is jump. So so every mechanic has to be built around either it has to be built around jumping on it because in case you don't have any other power ups, what are you gonna do? So it's a super boring boss fight, and then you beat it, and he turns back into a farmer, and then it just ends. It just sends you back. There's nothing explaining anything, and it sent me back to the hub world. And I looked around, and I looked this up earlier, and it said there were supposed to be like 4 worlds playable, with about 1 or 2 levels each.
Wow.
I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to open the next levels. The only thing I could
Oh no.
I again I didn't try for that long because I didn't want to, but I mean I got well okay. My only theory was that the little rabbit things when you're in the hub world run up to you and ask you
Yeah.
for like the gems, and when you run up to the flower patches, you can throw out your gems and they will eat it for an unexplained reason. But it's not clear how much you have to feed them. You just keep feeding them.
Yeah.
And I got
Did you
to
go
a
the
point
tower?
where I
The
gave
little spinny
them,
thing.
huh?
Did you encounter like a tower or a spinny thing on the main select area?
I did not.
Okay, because I know there's people who have unlocked like something they're supposed to have worked for, like I assume a level, some sort of tower, and they unlocked it unintentionally by just standing near it.
Oh my god. But like
Yeah.
my only guess was that you feed these little bunny things until they Mario Galaxy and like just form a new level. But the thing was, I fed them all
Yeah.
my gems, and they just kept asking for more, and I wasn't gonna replay the level to get more gems, so I just exited out of the game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you're just tired of it at that
so
point, and you don't want to keep going.
so bad. And then I replayed it on the PC, and thankfully, the PC does not look as bad as the. Actually, no. Actually, I forgot something to mention on the Switch version.
Oh.
After you beat the boss, it literally. Okay, have you seen Zootopia?
Yes.
Do you remember the credits segment in Zootopia where there's like tigers and they're all dancing, and then there's the
Yeah.
weird. It just played that basically. After you beat the boss fight, you just dance with the farmer in this weird mocap sequence where you're surrounded by all the weird animals you've encountered, and they're all just doing this stupid mocapped anime music video dance.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
farmer is again doing it with like perfect elegance, exactly the same as you. When that's it's just really disorienting to have this whole dance sequence right at, and it doesn't even look good. There's no lights or anything. It just is a dance sequence, and then it kicks you back to the hub. I forgot to mention that. And then again, I played the first level through on PC, and it does look better on PC, and I was able to find more things in the level the second time round. But good graphics is
sounds
not what makes a game good. Huh. Like this game is pretty.
Sounds, and in my experience, felt like one of those really not good Sonic fan games by somebody that just like,
Ugh.
doesn't know how to make a video game.
This
Except it's Square Enix.
this was made by Square Enix, and it felt like a work in progress Unity game. Like I don't know what happened
Yeah.
here.
Wasn't
And the sad
this
thing is,
created by the
and I
guy
don't
who
know if this is
created
true,
Sonic?
but I saw on Twitter that I think Square Enix told the dev of this game that this was his one chance to make a platformer,
Oh no!
and I don't have
This
any
is the guy
confirmation
who
of
made
that.
Sonic, right?
But if it was, I
That
don't
was the guy
know.
in charge of it.
I have no idea.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it was. I'll look it up.
But this game
Like the guy who created Sonic. So
was so awful, and I don't know how they managed it, man.
Yuji Naka. It's a Japanese video
That
game
sounds
designer.
like I recognize that name.
He's the former head of the Sonic team.
Oh my god. How? Why is this game? Why?
What happened? Because this is the guy who made
And
Sonic.
I hope that there are things that
Oh,
I have missed. But this is a, and I understand this is a demo, but
Yeah,
It shouldn't be this unfinished.
bad. This is the guy who made Knights and Sonic the Hedgehog, the
And
first one,
also,
and Sonic Adventure and Sonic Jam. What happened? Because there's no way this game came out just because this guy worked on it. He's made so many good
it's
games in the
so
past.
bad.
What happened? I have to imagine something went wrong.
I hope.
Because, like, I have to imagine something went wrong. This is the
I
guy who made
hope
Sonic
he didn't look at
game.
the fact that there was only one button and went, "This is okay."
And go, yeah. So, like, what happened? Because there's no way somebody played test this for less than a few seconds and was like, this is awful. Something went wrong, I have to imagine.
I'm
This
just
has to be something
a lot of
wrong.
the weird decisions they made, and like just a lot of like the weird mo-capped animals that are everywhere and that disappear when you get close to them.
Mhm.
And also, can I say they disappear even farther away on Switch, so you can be like a full 3 meters away and they will just disappear, and they
Yeah.
won't appear unless you go like half the level away. Like there's just
Oh
no reason
no.
for any of it.
How much power is dedicated to the mocap dancing?
Yeah, why was there so much mocap? Like this game
So much
feels
dancing mocap.
I've never played a game that feels this weightless while looking this heavy. Why have they done this? And again, the animated sequences
You
are
ever seen
beautiful.
like
So why don't you just animate manually the creatures?
you ever seen like the not great DeviantArt drawings, which are fine because they're made by some kid and it good for them. I hope they get better at it. I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but just you've gone on DeviantArt before. You've seen like the random low quality drawings.
Yeah.
This is like one of those,
Oh
but it's a
god.
video game and it's made by Square Enix.
Oh. Oh, also, going back to the Mario thing, one of the later power-ups you get is just literally Yoshi. It's just
Oh
Yoshi.
yeah,
It's
I
just
saw
the
that.
Yoshi
Actually, I think
flutter
I
jump.
experienced that.
Huh.
It was just Yoshi. Yeah.
Oh my god. And like it's just so bad. It's so bad. This made me want to play Sonic Unleashed, which is not a sentence I say a lot.
Mhm.
This game was so bad, and I am so sad that it is bad because I was very excited about this game.
Yes. Now keep in mind this is a demo, but there's a lot of work that's going to need to be done.
This a demo should not be this.
This bad.
This should not be a demo. I can't believe this, dude. Oh, it's so
This
bad.
is bad. This was not a
Now they
great
just
game
how was this
demo.
released by
This
Square
was
Enix?
oh no. How was this even released in the first place? Who looked at this demo and went, "Yeah, this is playable. This will be reassuring."
Why did Square Enix publish this? What is this? Why? Did they
Like
spend
I
so
have
much
to
money on the
assume.
animated sequences that they couldn't just not release it?
Did something go wrong? Is this a cry for help or something?
Did they
'Cause,
make
like,
the animated sequence? Okay, so the only explanation I could have for this is that they made the animated sequences before they made the game. And then they made the game and it was bad, but they spent so much money on the animated sequences that they couldn't just not make the
oh
game.
no.
Maybe the game gets better as you go, but we don't have the full game right now.
I doubt it.
I
But
can't tell
maybe.
you that.
I feel like, and this is just a guess, and this could be completely wrong, but I'm wondering if maybe there was a lot of control by Square Enix over Yuji Naki, I think is how you pronounce his name,
Mhm.
over the team. And like in a desperate cry for help, they released the demo in its current
Ha!
state, so that Square Enix will let them do it themselves.
Huh.
Maybe I don't know. This is bad.
So
I hope it
bad.
gets better.
Oh.
It definitely needs to, but if
I
it
might go
doesn't,
back to the demo and try to figure out how to unlock the other levels, but I don't know,
I've
man.
heard the levels aren't great. I heard it's not worth it. I wouldn't do that. That's
I might just go back and play freaking. I don't know. I might just watch more shit at big screen. Dude,
you should get
I am.
or Risk of Rain 2.
Let me go back to. Well, I forgot to mention this earlier. Switching away from that because now I'm mad and also my chest hurts. I don't want to yell anymore. Um,
Yeah.
there are several ports, surprisingly, to the Oculus Quest 2 for just like random games. Like there's just one guy that just dedicates all his time to porting random FPSs to Oculus Quest for some reason. Like there's Doom 3 on there. There's a bunch of Wolfenstein games. There's a bunch of Quake games. And most interesting of all, someone ported Half-Life 1. And I've been playing through Black Mesa recently. And Black Mesa is really good. The only gripe I had with it is I think I don't have enough RAM because it crashes every time. Not every time, but every time it goes into, every time it loads a new area, it has like a 25% chance of crashing. I don't know why that's happening to me. I don't know what I did. But it just does.
Weird.
But
It could just be that it's too much for your thing to handle.
I might just have not have enough RAM. I don't know. But I put this Half-Life game on my Quest, and first of all, it runs it really well, surprisingly. Second of all, for some reason, Half-Life 1 translates really well to VR. Like really well.
Yeah.
Like it's so like even for like a PS like one I think it was PS2 game, Dreamcast game, whatever. It translates like really well into a virtual reality setting. Except for the fact that for some reason the guns, they changed it in the port to where the guns just don't match the art style at all. They're just completely different guns. They're not the Half-Life guns. Like you pick up the
That's
Glock
odd.
and it's like instead of the Glock from Half-Life, it's like the Glock from Just Cause 2.
Oh,
It's really weird.
weird.
But other than that, it translated pretty well, and I played about an hour of it before I went back to bed. But it was pretty fun. Yeah, I've had more fun with the side-loaded content than I have the Oculus supported content, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I should say surprisingly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh man. That's yeah, all the good things came from my quest. I messed a lot of the quest this week.
Yeah.
Ah!
I think I'm out of topics.
I know I had something else that I was thinking about.
I know another thing
the back of
happened
my
this
mind.
week, but I don't know if I want to go over that here.
Oh no. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. I had another
I don't
thing.
think anything bad happened. I just don't know if I want to discuss it on the stream, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't bad.
I had another topic in my
Pretty
head,
good.
but I just cannot remember it for the life of me. I went on too long about freaking Balan Wonderworld. It's not Balan Wonderland. It's Balan Wonderworld. Why Wonderworld? What does that mean?
Apparently, it was a Nintendo holiday sale.
Oh my god!
I should check that out.
I should check if the game you told me about is on sale.
Oh yeah, I looked it up. Sadly, there's no crossplay. I was hoping there would.
Never mind then.
Oh yeah. It's fun to play out on.
That's the only reason I could get it.
Quick anyway.
Ooh, also after like 3 years, my Switch Joy-Cons have finally started to drift. and it's really fucking bad.
Uh,
It's so
you know,
awful.
I saw recently. I think they're getting even more lawsuits against them about it.
What happened to the original lawsuit?
It's still going through. The class action lawsuits, they take a while. But I know
Huh.
France is suing them. I know that there's a
Huh.
lawsuit by literally France, the whole
Huh.
country. And now I think there's more.
There's a lot
They
of
take a
lawsuits
while to
going
get
on with
through.
some major companies. Germany's been suing Facebook for a couple months now because they've trying because they've been trying to monopolize and the VR industry with anti-competitive
Oh
practices.
wow.
There are
I
like
think Robinhood's
and I'm
getting a
sorry to
lawsuit
keep
against
going
them
about
for recent events.
hmm?
Hmm. Oh, Robinhood's getting a lawsuit, I think, against them for recent events.
Oh. Okay, I don't understand anything about stocks. I don't know what they're
Okay,
doing.
do you want to talk about that? Because that was the thing I mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
no, no. Okay, let's mention this
I'm
at
not
least a
gonna.
little bit.
Let's just mention a little bit. Okay, so basically, what happened is um, Reddit ate the rich.
Oh.
Of all the websites that would do that, what Reddit? Of course, Reddit's the website that does that. So basically, what happened was there's a thing called hedge funds,
Yeah.
and hedge funds where a whole bunch of really rich people all combine together to have a fund on something,
Mm-hmm.
usually on a company not doing great, or sometimes not. But yeah, I don't understand it amazingly either. I don't understand the stock market incredibly either, but this is just what I am aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, a whole bunch of Reddit people combined together and were like, what if we all just invested in GameStop randomly all at once? GameStop was super cheap at the time because it was not doing great. So they just all did that. And because they all did that, and they bought it in when it was cheap, and everyone bought it when it was cheap, the stock price went up drastically. Like GameStop has had one of the biggest stock market surges in their entire history. They are now rich. Like I have to imagine that Reggie right now, who's in charge of GameStop, has to just be sitting there like, what happened? So,
And Reggie is
he's sitting
familiar
like,
with this
well, I
kind of
guess
crap happening because they had him bought because they had the internet banded together and bought him a better chair because they had
yeah.
his shitty chair at Nintendo.
Oh yeah. I don't think it was relevant to that, but it's kind of funny.
It's not, but he has
But
to
yeah,
be
it's
like
up a
used to
hundred.
these
It's up.
random
It
internet
was
people just banding together and doing random crap.
yeah. But like the other day, it was up 100 some percent. It was a massive increase.
Jesus.
And what happened was really rich people, of course, billionaires, of course,
Hmm?
who had these hedge funds relying on the GameStop was failing. Well, because of this,
Huh.
their stock isn't it. I'm not an expert here. I really don't know fully, but what basically happened is because the people made GameStop's stock go so drastically high, the rich billionaires had to buy the stock back from them when it was ultra expensive, and they kept selling it to them. So
Ho
billionaires,
ho.
and when I say this, I'm not overstating it. Billionaires were losing billions of dollars, actual billions of dollars, paying for these GameStop stocks
Ha ha.
that went up because a bunch of people bought into it. And there are people who have
Guys.
profited really
Oh.
well off of this. Like there are people, I know there's a few examples where like student loan debts, and another kid paid off his surgery for his dog.
Oh my god.
So that was cool. But what was not cool was Robinhood shutting it down. So this happens, and essentially Robinhood, which is the investment app they use to do this, locks their funds.
Oh yeah, it
They
was one
lock it.
of Robinhood was one of several stock apps
It
that
was
would
one of
let you invest
several.
in stocks. And for whatever reason, Robinhood saw all this happening, which I'm guessing you know the reason why, and just
We all know.
specifically locked people out of being able to trade GameStop stock.
Right.
They just
Yeah.
locked it, and
And it was the
everyone was mad
AMC
at the
as
same
well.
time.
So like, I want to point out that's illegal. That's called stock market manipulation. I've heard people say this was this is not stock market manipulation, or at least it's not an illegal variant of it. There's nothing illegal about this. This is just how the game works. If a bunch of people randomly decide to do this, they're legally able to. There's nothing against it. What essentially happened was this is like if you were playing Smash Brothers against like a friend that was better at it than you, and you started to beat them, and then because you were starting to beat them, they unplugged your controller. That's what Robin Hood did. Quite the ironic name, by the way.
Huh. Yeah.
So they now have a class action lawsuit because that's illegal. What they did was illegal. It shouldn't be allowed. But yeah, that was interesting. That was certainly something. Billionaires lost billions of dollars, and people used those billions they took from billionaires by playing the game back at them better than them, and paid off college loans.
We finally did it. Everyone, Aiden, if you're watching this, inform Kai, but we finally did it. We ate the rich.
It was Reddit.
Reddit ate the rich. Let's go.
Reddit did it. of all the places, Reddit. Because when I heard about this, it was the day
Of
that
course
I heard
it would
about
be
this,
Reddit.
I had a
You think it's gonna be
friend
Twitter?
had
They're
somebody
too busy simping over Minecraft YouTubers.
I had somebody inform me over this because I opened Twitter that morning and I see Reddit trending. I'm like, oh god, no.
Oh god.
But then I figure out what it was trending for. I'm like, oh yeah. So that was one of the most.
That must have been
interesting things.
particularly scary. Because scary since like Twitter is over party was trending like a week before this, and it was not for a good reason.
No, I assumed Reddit was something bad happened, but nope. Reddit,
We
Reddit
ate the
killed Wall Street.
rich.
Reddit almost destroyed Wall Street. If they weren't shut down, they would have. Wall Street would have been destroyed by Reddit if they weren't stopped.
The rich. Oh my god.
Wow. So, I guess yeah. And apparently all the weird major events of this year have been happening on Wednesdays. So next Wednesday, prepare.
Next Wednesday.
Who knows?
Oh my
what'll
god.
happen. Okay,
Huh.
that was one of the strangest, most chaotic things I've ever seen happen.
It's so
It's
weird.
amazing.
The bunch of people
That'll
were
be at a
like, yeah, sure.
history. Yeah. A bunch of people was like, what if we just banded together and just
Mm-hmm.
destroyed the stock market? We just completely ruined everyone who looked into this. Can you imagine going to stock market school? Like you have a college thing for that, and you look at it for years, and then this shit happens.
Oh my god.
Like, everything you learned would just be gone in a moment. It's gonna be a history textbook. You're gonna read a history book, and it's gonna be like, so do you remember? Do you remember the Reddit attack on Wall Street of 2021?
Huh.
Ooh. So that was something. That was an event.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have one more topic. So, WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
I have
WandaVision.
two more. So you go on about WandaVision. I'm gonna write these down so I don't forget it.
Yeah. Okay. WandaVision's getting good.
Really?
It's getting really good.
Oh.
It's going beyond just the little WandaVision show.
What do you mean?
Man, this show has some implications. I can't. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go over a little bit real quick, and then I'm gonna give a spoiler warning and say to just click off for a little bit if you don't want to hear spoilers, because I can't describe what happened so far without spoiling it.
Oh.
So WandaVision is very Local 58. This is literally if someone took Local 58 and allowed them to make a Marvel TV show. This is like the most Local 58 ARG type thing I've ever seen for a Marvel thing. This is genuinely, it's just Local 58. It's
Oh my
just
God.
one of those type of things.
How?
And I don't mean it ripped it off. I mean it's doing that type of thing, and it's incredible. This show is incredible. This is one of the most creative superhero shows I've ever seen. Like, my mind is blown by this show. All right, so just please watch this. We're 4 episodes in. Every episode's only 30 minutes long. Make sure to watch all of them. The first 2 are kind of boring and bland, but the rest are absolutely incredible. So please check this out if you can. I'm gonna go into spoilers now, so here's your warning.
Oh,
Just give me seconds.
I'm excited to hear about this because I haven't seen this show. Abe just gives me my fill.
So, basically, are you okay with spoilers, by the way?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. So basically, what we've learned because in episode 1 and 2 is just a basic sitcom, very small implications that something's off. There's a tone that's something off. There's a very obvious tone that something's wrong, but it's very minimal. Episode 3, it's a little more freaky because there's a clip where Vision is like, something's not right. This isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's questioning it, and it cuts back.
Oh, I hate that.
It like cuts it out. Like it looks like it reverses for a second or two. Like it clips back. Like if a TV glitch happened. Like when a TV messes up and
Oh,
it skips.
I hate it when things do that. That's so cool.
It clips like that, and then it goes to Vision not questioning it anymore because he started to question the reality he's in.
Oh, there's something I've seen. I swear there's a show I've seen that's exactly like that.
Oh man, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens at the end of it, with episode 3, is there's a character in the show who mentions Ultron by name. She mentions Ultron. She goes up to Wanda, is like, and she like completely breaks character and is like, "Your brother died to Ultron, right?" And she's like, "How did you know that?" And
that's not cool. That's creepy.
This character, after mentioning that, gets ejected from the show.
What?
She gets forcefully ejected out of the show's world.
What does that mean?
She gets like thrown miles out of it and comes out of a force field that she was in that like is where the show is taking place in this town, and this entire like organization comes up around her and circles her.
What?
And we see this like force field where the show's taking place, and she's outside of it now because she got forced out of it. And that's the end of episode 3. And she had a little pendant on her, and it was the sword pendant. So in episode 4, everything just gets explained. In episode 4, it turns out that Wanda has essentially put this town of Westview in this like bubble.
What?
And inside of the bubble, it's like the sitcom, it's the TV show, and the reality itself is distorted. But outside of the bubble, everything is normal. And Sword, which is a subdivision of Shield, which usually deals with cosmic threats, is investigating it, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong with it and why it's happening. And so many things are explained in episode 4. All of the little hints and details and the strange occurrences are explained perfectly in episode 4
Oh my
as
God.
to why they're happening. Uh,
I need to watch this now.
you need to watch this. It's so good.
How long are the episodes?
Oh, they're 30 minutes per episode.
Oh.
So they're short. It's not long. You
Mhm.
could actually binge watch the entirety and get caught up in 2 hours right now. You gotta watch this, man. It's so good. So yeah, the things were explained in that episode, and it turns out that yeah, Wanda has trapped people in this town into this like messed up reality, and she's like forcing them to play out this sitcom with her.
What?
And then we get one more just bombshell. So it cuts back to the other episode, and it shows a part of it where we weren't seeing,
Mm-hmm.
where Vision, like, where Wanda is questioning her, and she forces her out of the reality, and then we see Vision walk in. Oh man, this was a good one. So we see Vision, and he's there, and he's like, Wanda, what happened? And she's like, nothing. She had to go, and she turns around and sees Vision, and Vision is dead.
What? What? He's just dead?
And it shows Vision. Like, he's moving, he's talking. Yeah, he's moving and he's talking. But how he looks like he did when Thanos grabbed the Infinity Stone out of his head.
Oh, that's not cool.
But it's only for a split second, and then it goes back.
She like reanimating his corpse?
She's like puppeteering his corpse. But we can't see that because of the field, like the sort of like field going on
Oh,
over
that's
it.
not cool. Oh, I hate that so much. 8-bit.
There's so many messed up implications of this show. It is so good.
8-bit. That's so awful. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So Wanda's just like messing with reality because she's gone complete mental breakdown mode. I think this is leading into House of M, which is like a very big comic event. Wanda is terrifying in this. I'm scared of Wanda. She
Oh.
is scary, but man, the acting is good. Oh yeah, and with the way episode 4 happened, because it takes place outside of the show thing, we actually got a little bit of the blip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got some like we got some footage of characters reacting to the blip, and we got Monica Rambeau.
I don't know what that means.
She's the original Captain Marvel.
Oh!
Yeah, we got Monica Rambeau. I don't think she has her powers yet, but we got
Oh,
Monica
the Miss
Rambeau.
Marvel or Captain Marvel?
The original Captain Marvel. Here, I'll show you a picture.
But
Yeah.
but Captain Marvel was not formatted like that in this universe.
No, I think it's inversed. Remember the kid at the end of Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
That's Monica Rambeau.
Whoa, what? What?
Yeah, she's the original Captain Marvel in the Marvel comics, but in the MCU, she'll be the second Captain Marvel, I think.
I think
Or
Miss
her own.
Marvel is gonna be a thing though, because they did do like a
Oh yeah,
trailer thing
probably.
about that on the YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
probably. But Monica Rambeau will get to be her own character as
That would be
well,
pretty sick.
and she was introduced via WandaVision, and she's the character that got thrown out of the reality. By the way.
Really? The
Yeah,
child?
she's no the child. Yeah, yeah. When she's an adult now, she's not a child anymore. But yeah,
Oh
she's
yeah,
the
because
one who
it's
gets.
been like a couple years.
Yeah,
A
and
couple.
at the beginning, it shows that she's been blipped. So like, it's the end of that. It's showing the chaos of it, and oh, it's just so good. The acting, it's incredible. You need to watch the show.
Oh, you sent it to me in the context.
Yeah.
What the hell? I've never seen this before in my life. Uh-huh.
She's from the classic comics. This is her in the TV show, though. I gotta
That's
say, the
really
casting
cool.
is dead on. That is dead on.
Oh
She
my
looks like
god.
that.
Yeah, that's a really good actor. And that looks like the natural evolution of the kid.
Yeah, that's really good
That's
casting.
really good.
She's a really good actor too. Like
So
I'm
was
really impressed. I
she?
want to see more
Did
of this.
she like infiltrate? So is she part of Sword and she like
Yeah,
infiltrated?
yeah.
And then Wanda was like, "Fuck you."
Basically, she
So
was part
wait,
of
she
Sword. She got
witnessed
in there,
Captain
and she showed up
Marvel's
for a few
stuff and was
episodes.
like, "No, I wanna do things too." And she like ended up. That's kind of a nice thing.
Yeah, yeah. This is great. I'm really enjoying WandaVision. I can't wait for the next week's episode. But you gotta watch this. Do you have Disney Plus?
I do have, but I don't know the login.
Oh, okay,
I'm gonna have to ask my parents.
okay, yeah. If you need to, if you want to watch it with me, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you gotta watch the show, man. It's so worth it. This is Mandalorian level. This is better than. I mean, Mandalorian was
Oh.
good, but this is gonna be like this is gonna be the type. This is the next Mandalorian. This is the next thing people are gonna be talking about. Cause man, this show's good. This is like a mix of the X Files, mixed with like one of those classic. This is
God,
Twilight
I
Zone level
swear,
stuff.
there's a
There's one
specific
show where people
like
get stuck in like a
ARG.
bubble in a town.
Mm-hmm.
It mixes that. Just this show is so good. You have to watch every episode. You have to watch them because episode 4 is a bombshell episode that explains everything. Because there's stuff that's like shown that you just don't understand why it's happening. You're like, what does that mean? What is that? And then episode 4 explains it perfectly. It's oh man, this is one of the most creative superhero things. I hope we get more of this type of stuff. I really hope we get more of the type of things that WandaVision is, because this is so creative and different.
Dude, everyone's going about like how these things now like this show is so inspired by the comics and by like the Truman Show and by
It
all
is
this.
inspired by the comics.
I mean, I
But
know, but like the MCU's Joker, like it's not inspired by the Joker. It's not like that. It
no.
takes so much inspiration from these like what do you call them? These
ARGs?
crazy internet series. They're not always
Yeah,
ARGs,
ARGs.
but these crazy. They're not always
Yeah, they're called.
ARGs.
Oh, yeah.
Not always.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
I'm not sure you would call them.
Local
But
58 isn't a whole
yeah,
game. It's just a really good
no.
series.
Yeah, it's very Local 58 like. It's very much taking
It's
inspiration for
very
that, I think.
weird.
I don't know if it generally actually is, but it's very similar. It has the same vibes of just something off
It
for
yeah,
most of them.
it takes a lot of it seems like it's very similar to those horror YouTube
Yeah,
online
it's a
internet
psychological
series.
horror. It's a psychological horror piece, but
Let me
it's
look
not
at
even directly scary a lot.
this seems
Man, it's
kind
good.
of Inside Number 9, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, it's very much that. It's exactly that. Marvel's take.
Yeah.
You just need to watch this.
Give me a
You
second. I
gotta
have
watch
to
it.
think about what's the net Inside of Mine. That's what his name.
Yeah, Inside of Mind.
But it seems like a lot. It seems very reminiscent of that one episode from the live episode of Inside Number 9, where they did a live
Yeah,
episode, and then they like filmed it in a place that was famously like a ghost place, and then
yeah.
the whole thing gets cut off, and then they like start turning against each other or whatever. It seems kind of like that, or this seems kind of like Pizza Time Pizza too. Has a little bit of
Hmm.
a hint of Pizza Time Pizza with all the weird like messages and like the things that you don't quite understand.
It's just oh, it's so good. If you just watch this, please. Most people should be able to watch it just fine because if you watch Mandalorian, you probably watch this. So please watch this. It's
How
so
creepy is
good.
it if you had to rate it on like a scale from 1 to 10?
It's not overtly creepy, is the thing. It's not overtly creepy or scary. It's just slight implications here and there. Like compared to Local 50, it's not creepy at all. It's not Local 58 level of scary because
Like for a Disney show.
for a Disney show, it's kind of creepy.
For
But the thing
for
about
like oh.
it's not really overtly scary is the thing. You can just tell. It's just there's a tone. There's a tone that something's
Dude,
off.
that thing of the Vision being dead. I don't like that.
Oh man, yeah. It's only for a second,
He's still dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Maybe
the.
we don't
It's
know.
awful that it's just for a second. It would be so It would be so. I don't know. It'd be so genuinely. It'd be lore breaking, but it would be genuinely terrifying if she just went through the whole scene talking to him while he was just a corpse.
Oh man.
I love you,
You know,
honey.
she's
I love you too.
huh?
Huh?
What?
I was just like quoting the situation of how it would be.
Oh, yeah.
I love you, Vision. He's just like dead on the ground.
Yeah, he's just like a
I'm so
walking
glad
corpse.
we're
Like, yeah,
living together in this wonderful home. He's just
please let me go.
like fleas.
Yeah, actually, I'm starting to see implications of that. I think what's happening is that this is clearly a different Vision. He's acting different in this,
Hmm.
more sitcom, but I think he's starting to gain self-awareness and realize what's wrong. Because you can see that on his face in episode 4. He's clearly concerned.
Oh yeah, and
He's
I bet,
clearly starting to become aware
and the
of it.
Mind
Like,
Stone
something's
doesn't
not
take
right.
away his AI. His AI was taken from
Yeah.
Jarvis. So what could be happening is her like reanimating him with
Yeah.
whatever power she has, that maybe it like almost rivals the Mind Stone and the fact that it can
Yeah.
bring him to life to an extent.
Yeah, he's starting to gain self-awareness of what's happening. Man, this is a good show.
Can't wait for him to look in the mirror and be like, "What the fuck? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed." He's literally dead.
Where'd half my head go?
Where at? Honey, I lost the Mind Stone.
Oh man,
Where hath
this
it
is a good
gone?
show. Where's it gone? Honey,
Honey, I'm dead. Where is my skull?
honey, I'm dead. You have to let go. It wasn't your fault.
Honey, it was not your fault.
You need to let go. Please wake up.
It can't be. It can't be in like a solemn tone. It has to be, honey, you have to let go. Honey, you must let go.
Ow.
I wish to no longer be here.
Oh man, this show's great though. This is, oh, it's so good. I really, really like this. I hope we get more experimental shows with the superhero genre, because this is exactly what we've been needing for a while now. Please watch this show
I will. I think I might.
if you haven't. Yeah,
I want to. It sounds really awesome. Really cool.
it's really fast. It's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
frick.
I just mean that as a general message.
I dropped the thing I was playing with.
Yeah.
The only two last things I have, which if you're spoiler warning from the WandaVision is over now.
Oh yeah, I'm good. Welcome back.
Two things I have are possible games. Well, one of them's coming, but another one's a rumor. So recently there was like a sign or like a trademark for a new for a new VR game, which I know I keep going on about VR, but I think 8-Bit you'll find this interesting. A new VR game coming from Bethesda
Oh.
and id Tech.
Oh.
So people are going on about how maybe, just maybe, there might be another Doom VR game in the works. A Doom Eternal VR game. Now, I will be the first to admit, Doom VFR was not very good. You can't translate Doom very well into a situation where you have to stand still because you can't move.
Yeah, I don't know if we're there yet necessarily to just perfectly translate something like Doom Eternal.
However, if they
Yeah.
manage to do something better with this, it's going to be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Because I will say, Doom VFR became a lot more palatable when you just play it with the PS4 controller. Because that was one of the options. You just play it with the PS4 controller and the headset. If you just play it like normal Doom, but with like a VR add-on, it becomes very palatable. So they had a good start. So if they could do something really good with this game, that'll be hella exciting. Like, ooh.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like to see that.
It'd be really cool. I can't wait to tear and rip.
Tear and rip everything apart.
Huh. Tear and rip until it is over.
Until I've destroyed my VR headset.
Oh god. Tear and rip until your gaming PC explodes like the Samsung Galaxy.
Until you've just broken something with your hand. Broken your
Rip and
hand.
tear until you rip
With
and tear your
VR.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh god. And the second thing is, we finally got an announcement, which you won't care about this, but we finally got an announcement for Persona 5 Strikers, which has been available in Japan for about a year now, and it will be a year by the time Persona 5 Strikers comes out. And I know dubs take a long time, but it shouldn't take that long, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's been about a year since the original Persona 5 Strikers came out in Japan. And it is finally getting a port to... not getting a port, but it's finally getting made... it's finally getting released in the US on February 28th, I think. And I'm very excited about this game. Because instead of being like a remake of Persona 5, a retelling of the story with added details like Persona 5 Royal, or just being something that's not canon at all, it's like a sequel, which is pretty cool. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Because Persona 5's story was very much kind of left open-ended. Like, the story as a whole was left was closed, like it was over, but like the characters just kind of live life after that. So the fact that they're coming back and trying to tell a new story is very exciting, and I'm very happy that this game is coming to the US finally. And actually I think you'll like this game because it's a lot less of an RPG. It's a lot like Hyrule Warriors, I think.
Slash, right?
Yeah, it's a lot like Hyrule Warriors.
Maybe. Saving that for that computer. So I have a couple of games.
I mean, if this is more than like, I don't know how much I would pay for this. I'd pay like 40, but that's what I would pay for Hyrule Warriors. I don't get a lot out of Hyrule Warriors, if you can't tell.
Yeah, I played the demo and I didn't like how it ran.
I just don't get a lot out of hack and slash horde games, and also. Every level I played in the original Hyrule Warrior was just the same level with different enemy. It's just awful. But I think this is gonna be different. And I'm very excited about this. And I'm very excited for it to release on the 28th. It's gonna be, I think, over a year at that point, like a couple days over a year since it released in Japan. Which I'm kinda why did it take that long? But it's releasing on Switch and PS4, which is pretty, or PS4, PS5, I think, is pretty cool. And I'm very excited about it. And I'm going to play it, maybe, if I have the money. It'll be very good. Maybe I'll review it. Maybe I'll tell you to buy it if I like it enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna beat it no matter what, because it's from a series I really like, but...
I found Risk of Rain 2 for $5 off with Humble Bundle.
What?
It's $5 off, so it's still $20, but...
Yeah, but I'd donate $20 to charity. Huh.
Yeah. Is that how that works? I thought you'd be donating $5. No, I guess not.
How did you find it $5? This is not $5 off.
It's not?
No.
Oh, Humble Bundle choice.
You have to buy the subscription service.
Oh, okay.
And I might still get this. I just can't now because I don't have the money.
Yeah.
Like in my account, like I have it in cash, but I can't shove cash into my monitor.
Okay.
But this game looks pretty sick.
It's
oh
really
yeah,
good,
there are a lot of things to be excited about, a lot of things to be mad about. Most of all, I'm very tired, and I'm gonna go dark for another week.
Okay.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize to you because I have a very bad habit of whenever I start like getting sick or feeling remotely bad, I just go dark for a week and just
Yeah,
don't say
it's okay.
anything.
It's all right.
Anyways, you can do the outro.
Okay. Yeah, there's some good things to look forward to. There's some good games that have come out a while ago. There's a few probably good games coming out soon. Um, Good luck.
I don't. Good luck, just in general.
May we survive 2021.
First month, we're almost there.
Yeah,
Hopefully, some crazy shit doesn't go down tomorrow.
hopefully. Don't say that, it'll happen.
WandaVision IRL.
No.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Not
This
okay.
isn't in your universe.
Yeah.
Bye
Yeah, bye bye,
bye.
everyone.
We'll see y'all next week.